Welcome to our latest video, where today I'm going to challenge the way that you view yourself. As human beings and as business professionals, we tend to see ourselves as a switch, either on or off, successful or not. But what if I told you that this is a flawed way of thinking? In reality, we're all constantly moving along a continuum towards one state and away from another. And that's why I want to introduce you to this concept of viewing yourself as a dial, not a switch. By adopting this perspective, you can gain the necessary insight to identify harmful or unproductive behaviors and make the necessary adjustments to move forward to the more productive ones. So let's dive in and discover how to use this approach to improve your personal and professional growth. For years, friends, counselors, and mentors would tell me, Shelley, you're just being too hard on yourself. But I never fully understood what that meant until a mentor challenged me with a simple but powerful metaphor. His name was Alan. One day he said to me, Shelley, you think of yourself in binary terms, good or bad, clever or stupid, lazy or unproductive. Now, not only are those thoughts most often not true, they're not helping you either. And if you want my advice, you should think of yourself as a dial, not a switch. What do you mean? I asked him. Well, he replied, a switch is either on or off. It's one or the other, no in between. But a dial can change direction in degrees, just like you can. But when you label yourself, you're treating yourself as if you're a switch. When you take a moment to reflect, you'll see that you can make the decision to change your actions and the direction you're going in, because you're a dial, not a switch. I never forgot that lesson. Over the years, I've learned that the most successful people have bad days. They make poor decisions too. And at times, believe it or not, even those with amazing morning routines have their own sets of bad habits. In my formative early years, I developed the habit of thinking of actions as either right or wrong, good or bad, and I didn't have much hope that they would change on a permanent basis. That's what Carol Dweck calls a fixed mindset. I thought my qualities, characteristics, and skills were set, and I couldn't do much about it. But there's another, more productive mindset. It's a growth mindset. It's the mindset that says that I can, through effort, investment, and practice, change or grow in any area. A growth mindset. I've since come to embrace the idea that I'm a dial, not a switch. And this was made even more real to me when I learned and embraced a Judaic concept taught to me by a friend. It's the concept that we are all, by our actions, moving either towards light, life and increase, or death, darkness and decrease. The question is, which direction are we going in? So what has this got to do with sales and business, you might be asking? Well, everything. How does your sales pipeline look? Do you have a healthy, sustainable pipeline with 3 times the coverage that you need? If the answer is yes, it's because you've been taking small, consistent actions that build your pipeline. But if, like many sellers, your answer is no, then it's not because you're simply unlucky. It's because you have not been taking the right action, moving you in the right direction. How about your calendar? Are you in control of your time, activities, and attention, or are you overwhelmed and scattered? If you're feeling out of control, it's not simply because you're disorganized, and it's not because you have ADHD, and trust me, I say this as somebody who has quite a profound case of ADHD. It's because you have been taking small steps in the wrong direction, and you can change. How about your leadership? Is your team clear, focused, inspired, and motivated, or are they lacking alignment at varying degrees of disengagement and demotivation? If, like many leaders leading in challenging times, you're finding that your team is scattered or lacking in focus and drive, the reason isn't simply because you're a bad leader. It's because as a leader, you've taken a series of steps in the wrong direction. In all of these scenarios and in every area of your life, from work to health and finance, you can apply the same principle. If you're headed in the wrong direction, resist labeling yourself negatively and do the work of reflecting. Find the steps that you need to take for you to change direction, one action at a time, 1 degree at a time, and head back towards light, life, and increase. And when you veer off course, which you invariably will, pause and make a mid-course correction. And remember, you're a dial, not a switch, and so is everybody else. For more on how we can work with your team at the next sales conference, find our contact details in the description below this video. If you found today's video helpful and you'd like more of these tips, please do show us some love, hit subscribe, give us a like, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below.